Hello, folks, and welcome to another great edition of the Upland Forum. This is a very exciting show because I will tell you we have a very exciting guest today, but I'm not going to tell you that just yet. So you're going to have to wait a little bit. So let me start off first by welcoming everybody. Make sure that you guys are following us at the Upland Forum, where we keep residents informed, engaged, and connected. Today, we're going to cover some quick city updates, some upcoming events, and important community initiatives that are coming along. So make sure that you share this out with folks, share it out with those watching, the residents, business owners. So we make sure that we keep growing our community with that. So let me start off with some recreation news. For our senior community, every Tuesday we have free Tai Chi classes. So make sure you sign up for that. I think I may have to start, signing up for some of that for a little bit of stretching and all that, because it sounds like it's a great opportunity to do that. There's also, for you folks who are experiencing this, unfortunately, there's also Alzheimer's awareness workshops that are going to begin very soon. So make sure you stay tuned, and I'll give you guys some additional information as it becomes available. And speaking of that, also, there's also new businesses coming to Upland. And if you haven't heard already, Charlie's Cheesesteaks is opening up on Foothill Boulevard by Grove and Foothill. So make sure you guys be on the lookout for that. We also have 42nd Street Bagels that are probably going to be coming to the Santa Fe Depot where the old cheesecake bakery was before as well too. So we have also some communities that are being built. The townhouses are in the planning stages. We also have a new boxing gym and health fitness studio for residents over 40 that are coming soon. So I will be actually checking some of that out because it's just some great opportunities to do that. What we also have is, I hope you enjoyed this week's festival, the Irish Festival. From what I hear, was a great success. A lot of great folks turned out. So congratulations to downtown. Hopefully, a lot of our business owners were able to get a lot of foot traffic in there as well too. I also want to announce that we have a community championship, a champion award that on March 27th, Roberta Arredondo will be honored for her 10 years of dedication to the FSA nutrition program at the Gibson Senior Center. So make sure if you see her, congratulate her, tell her a job well done. Also, Planning Commission applications are now open. So the city is seeking some passionate residents to join the Planning Commission, help make a difference, help shape the future of Upland as well too. And if you haven't heard, or you have heard, don't forget the next Tuesday, we have the State of the City. So make sure that you join us. It is presented by Upland Chamber and also Bird Waste Management. And with that said, that about covers pretty much our city news. So I'm very excited to bring on our guest for today, and I'm going to bring him up now. And we have Ovation School of the Performing Arts. Welcome, you guys. How are you?
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Awesome.
No, so let me share with you folks. I got to connect with Ovation during the Christmas program. During that time, I got invited. I got invited to speak, so I was very honored you guys had me on there. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you, and I think I share this with you. You go to musicals, you hear kids stuff and all that, and sometimes you don't know what to expect, right? Sometimes it's different, right, for programs. I shared with you that it was one of the very first programs, if not the first program, that it just captivated not only my attention, but I saw everybody from the moment it started to the moment it ended, and then it seemed like we all wanted more. And this is the magic you guys create with the students. And I want to have you guys, I don't want to take over all this. I want to have you guys introduce yourselves, tell us what you do for Ovation, and let's talk Ovation. How about that?
Okay. Sounds good.
Sounds great.
All right.
My name is Becky Broyles. I'm the executive director and co-founder of Ovation School for the Performing Arts. And I do sort of the administrative type stuff of fundraising. And also I teach the voice classes. So I get to sing with the kids, and it's a lot of fun.
And I'm John Lewis, and I'm the creative director and co-founder with Becky Broyles. And we just had our 20th anniversary last year. We're in 21st year right now, and watched a lot of kids grow up at our school and go off and doing amazing things out in the world right now, which is really what we're all about, changing the world one child at a time. And then Jackie's been with us for 15 years now.
Yeah, so I'm Jackie Donnelly. I am the director of programs, and we all work together. So it's very much a team in that respect. A lot of my focus is on trends in the world, what's happening around us, how the kids are coping with it, and how we can surprise and enlighten people as we do it. So yeah.
Yeah, and we, like Jackie said, we all cross over. These are two of the most talented people I've ever met in my life, and I've been in the entertainment industry for 50 years now. And just together, it's just incredible what's accomplished with all the skill levels here. They're all from the entertainment industry as well, and we're committed to making a difference with kids and teaching them life skills through the arts. So it's not about singing, acting, and dancing. It's about what they can do with their gifts to make a difference in the world.
I think one of the things that I saw firsthand is just how all you three just do so much, and you have this just. I don't think I've ever seen you not smile. You know what I mean? With all the stuff you guys do, everything that you work on. Talk to us about, share with folks how you guys got started in us. Like what drove you to Ovation?
Well, there were a lot of kids that we came in contact with. I worked with John with a production company, and we saw what the industry was doing to a lot of the kids in the business. And a lot of parents would approach us and say, how do I get my kid in the business? And our answer was always, please don't. But after so many requests, we really wanted to give the kids a place to come to where they could become equipped for whatever field they end up going to. So we wanted to help build their character, build the life skills that they need to be successful in life.
I have 4 kids and 10 grandkids that grew up as child actors. My kids were in the industry from the time they were very little and all the way through. And we watched all those child actors go through drugs and alcohol and just their lives ruined. We watched that. So when the kids asked us, how do we get into the business? We'd say, don't. And so even though we were in the industry, there's a safe way to approach it. Jackie was an actress for many years in that industry, and she can tell you firsthand.
Yeah, I was kind of like the overgrown child who who came to Ovation, and I found a safe place because I had gone through it a lot for an entire decade, and because I wasn't a child actor, I started when I was a young adult, when I was 19, and I had all of these skills and abilities and these artistic gifts that I had cultivated, but the industry itself was pretty devastating, and I needed a place to recover from it. And I found my recovery through helping kids not go through it the way I did. And so it became a huge passion for me that way, because I was able to almost, rewrite the story with the kids. And now I feel like we really have saved so many lives because they're just so much more equipped, and so you get to help them through it, but I get to continue to be creative. So it's like I never had to give anything up. I've gained from doing this. So
Tell us how in this whole process, how are you engaging the community? How are you getting the word out there for folks?
Well, since we moved about a year and a half ago to downtown Upland. So we're right under the downtown Upland Arch, and which now all of a sudden we are very, very visible. And for 15 years, we were up in a little industrial complex off of 13th Street. So we were a little bit removed, but being downtown has really given us the opportunity to reach out even more to our community. And so when we go where we're needed, and so when we're asked, we say yes.
And part of what we teach the kids about using their skills to give back, and that's give back in the community.
Absolutely.
So if we're asked to perform downtown at the gazebo for the Christmas production, then we say yes. If it's a seniors home we go to perform at, we go there.
Yes.
Veterans hospitals, children's hospitals, wherever we can go to serve. And we get a lot of requests, we are always looking for places to have our kids learn to serve.
So for folks that are just joining us, this is the beginning of a small little series that we're going to do on Ovation. I think we're going to take some time also to introduce each one of you separately because each one of you has an amazing story to share. And unfortunately, we don't have enough time to go through all that because, we've sat before and we could talk for hours and it's always fun. So I want to make sure that I dedicate some time to each and every one of you, just so you guys can share more about your personal story with Ovation, your personal story with everything that's led you to where you are now. I will say on a side note that we do also have a veteran on board with us. I want to thank you for your service, sir.
Oh,
I want to have you, and I don't want you to give away everything, but I want you to talk a little bit about what you shared with me about what you brought from serving, what this started, and make it more like a teaser than because that's something that I definitely want to talk to you about when we do your one-on-one.
Of what I brought from serving in the military.
Yeah.
Well, it's when you come, especially I was in Vietnam. I was a Marine Corps in Vietnam, and you come home and integrating back into the world, especially from Vietnam, was very difficult. And I went through years of dealing with that. But one of the things that helped me was to go back to Vietnam and go with a group of other veterans. So we went in doing a humanitarian. We went into the orphanages and we worked with the kids. But then I had a chance to go back years later in 2000 and 2001, the year before 9/11, and went back with the performing arts group. But that was kind of our cover. And we went in taking food and rice and medicine into the underground groups there. And Becky got to go with me. She was only 22 the first time she went. I mean, she's still only 22, but
I was just gonna say that was like last year, 2 years ago, right? Something like that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And so going to the orphanages and taking care of the kids there, and we did that 2 years in a row.
And that's and thank you for sharing that. That's something that I'm going to dive a little bit deeper when we connect and we have you featured on there because it's also the therapies that came out that you shared with me, which I'm not going to share yet because you guys are going to have to tune in to find out, for sure. And it's an incredible journey each one of you have had. One of the things I also want to ask you as a group, you've seen the highs, you've seen the lows, right? What are some really great moments that stand out for each one of you, like during this whole process? I'm sure you get thousands of them, but what is something that, as I'm asking it, what's the first thought that comes to your mind?
Well, I think of our students and who they're becoming and choosing to be in the world. So we have so many great stories from these students. So we have one girl went and got her PhD and became a nuclear physicist, which I think is like really cool. And we have another that decided that she wanted to give back through the gift of music and become a music therapist. And another young man that went all the way through our program, and he's now in marketing and also producing his own, music videos and films, and they're all on their different journeys. But it's so neat to see who they're becoming, but who they choose to be to give back to the world. And those are the things that really burn in my brain, because I'm so proud of them.
And there's hundreds of those stories. And right now we just finished about 20 minutes ago a dress rehearsal for another show we're doing with our younger kids. And I'm looking at them and thinking they weren't even born. In fact, their kids, their parents were kids when we first started Ovation. And this is a new generation coming up. And I just can't wait to see what they become.
That's awesome.
I also this sounds a little strange, but the way that they helped me when I first came here, I do that a lot with our instructors, because it takes a tall order for us to be cool with working with an instructor, like bringing them on. We're very careful. And so I tend to mentor the instructors as well and help them. They're all getting through like really rough life stuff, and seeing them actually start to transition into a new way of being and like finding their boundaries and like what they're okay with and everything. And I think that's kind of cool too, because it's happening with the kids too. It's like a simultaneous all the way around.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
So
and
go ahead.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we're not educators, we're mentors.
Yeah.
Big difference for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, and I also love the fact in the conversations that we've had is that you don't take a cookie cutter approach to your students, which is awesome. And I think for me, that's always been a big factor in education. My background has been in education. It's the same thing. You cannot teach children or even adults for that matter in the same way, just out of a book. And everybody learns differently, you know? And I think that approach, you guys do that with kids. It's amazing. It creates more work for you, but
Right.
you can see in your performances, you can see everything that you guys give them, how well they flourish, right?
Right.
For folks that are just joining us, tell folks what Ovation Services offers for our kids. Obviously, is to make them great, but what is Ovation in that component? What if I'm signing up for something in Ovation? What am I signing up for?
Okay, so Ovation.
I know the answer to that, but yes, I'm going to have you say it anyway.
So we teach life skills through the performing arts. So if you sign up for our afternoon program, a performing arts program, you're going to learn to sing and dance and act, but you're also going to learn the life skills of empathy and compassion, teamwork, discipline, and self-esteem. All those components are factored in to what you'll learn.
And also they learn through some of the songs that we choose in the lyrics, and often we write our own. We wrote a full musical for our teens a couple of years ago. And then also with our special needs adults,
Ovation Plus.
Ovation Plus, we just did a performance with them, and about 35 of them, and I've never heard of anyone doing what we do with special needs adults, and watch their growth and what they become, and every little win that happens with them is just, I mean, the empathy that it happens with us, which is indescribable.
And that's actually one of the things that got me really, it really touched me, was the fact of what you do with Ovation Plus. I remember I'm going back here about 30 years, and I started, doing tech camps for special need kids. And that was the thing where back then was, they were like always left out of things, right? There was just in this little classroom, they're going to teach them one way or another. But you take a look at some of these individuals, and they can spend hours in front of a video game. They are laser focused on it, and they're really good at it. So why couldn't you teach that way? It was my whole thing. And it was to prove a point. Unfortunately, back in 30 years ago, right, it was all about, you didn't really want to rock the boat. Technology was like evil, like, no, this isn't what we're going to depend on. But you didn't embrace it to utilize it to make better things and opportunities. So that's what really caught my attention with you in the performance. Was just like, I've been there. I've seen that when you invest that much into a child, into an adult, with special needs, I mean, they can do some amazing things.
Absolutely.
And if you don't give them that chance,
that's right,
we'll never know, right? So it's our responsibility. Those are in roles of education. Those are in roles like you guys. That I'm glad that you're focusing in on them to give them that same opportunity, which otherwise they wouldn't get anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think we're all the same.
Exactly. So as we're getting now close to the end of the show, let us know, what events do you have coming up that we can support you?
Okay.
Well, this Saturday, our students are doing Schoolhouse Rock Live Junior, and it's our pre-teen group and our tween group. So very fun, full of life. And so that's going to be at 2:00 and 5:00 this Saturday. And then we also have our teen show coming up on April 12th. And
we have
our
gala.
Yes.
Our gala is May 29th, and that's going to be a very special event over at the DoubleTree in Claremont. And that's our biggest fundraiser of the year, and it's a great, it's 130 tickets total. It's a high-end, classy event that we're looking forward to hosting.
Mhm.
So what you're saying is we better get our tickets now before they run out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And folks, I've also put the website also, so make sure you take note of that and you follow them as well too on social media platforms as well. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to do this. This is not over because, like I said, I want to bring each one of you back because I feel that there's a huge message that folks in our community need to hear about all the great things that you're doing, not only for our kids but our entire community. So, on behalf of council and on behalf of the city and our residents, I want you to say thank you for all you do for us. For sure.
Thank
Any
you.
last parting words for you guys? Put you on the spot, right?
Keep growing young. Never
Keep
grow
growing
up.
young. Yes.
Keep growing young. And you've been there. It's all about Peter Pan, teaching they can believe they can do anything.
That's it.
It goes back to a musical that I wrote about my working with the special needs called If Shadows Lost. And it's about a person that the person in the wheelchair didn't teach him how to fly or how to walk. He taught him how to fly. And if all he ever did was walk, then he flew.
And I will say, folks, you have the website. You guys know where they are. You have to go check it out. It's like it's like a cool tour you can take on that. So I'm just going to leave it at that, so folks can actually go check it out. So thank you guys for joining us today. I want to say follow us again. Follow Upland's website. Follow the social media. Follow us here in the Upland Forum. Remember to attend our city meetings. Believe it or not, your voice does make a difference and your voice does matter. And as always, support our local events. We have this one Saturday for Ovation as well too. Some of our senior programs, make sure that you share that out. And thank you for always tuning in. We'll be back next week with some more updates from the city and some also another great spotlight as well too. So once again, thank you guys. Stick around and we will see you guys next week.